As a purple and gold fan, and someone who follows our team's every move with keen eyes, I need to share with you a trade proposal that's been attracting attention around the NBA. It's not the kind of throwaway rumor that pops up every week. It's something that, if followed through on, could profoundly impact the fortunes of both the Lakers and the Spurs. And as unlikely as it may seem at first glance, what's at stake here goes far beyond statistics. It's a direct clash between roster philosophy, championship windows, and legacy building. The proposal was raised by Mark Morales Smith of Sports Illustrated. And while it's highly speculative, it's undeniable what's being suggested. The idea is for the Lakers to trade Austin Reaves, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, and Maxi Kleber, along with a second-round pick, to the San Antonio Spurs. In return, they'd receive Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sochan, Stephon Castle, and a first-round pick. And here I stop to think, does this make sense for a team like ours, which is not building for 2028 or 2029, but rather trying to win now? The truth is that, after a very active offseason, the Lakers have made important adjustments. The arrival of DeAndre Ayton solidifies our paint. Marcus Smart, with his intensity and tactical intelligence, brings a new face to the perimeter defense. The roster on paper appears more balanced and prepared to face the marathon of the regular season and the challenges of the postseason. But it's undeniable that, with LeBron James and Anthony Davis leading the team, the clock is ticking. We're in a race against time. And that's precisely why any trade proposal involving big names like Austin Reaves needs to be analyzed closely. Reaves isn't just a good player. He's living proof that effort, intelligence, and a winning mentality still make a difference in the NBA. Going from undrafted to a Lakers starter, averaging over 20 points, nearly 6 assists, and making a direct impact in decisive games is not common. He understood his role, evolved as a creator, as a defender, and especially as a reliable player in pressure moments. Therefore, giving it up requires a return that matches it. So let's analyze what this exchange would bring to our side. Devin Vassell, at 24, has shown consistent improvement. Averaging 16.3 points and 4.9 rebounds, he's a forward with good offensive reading and a respectable shot, and can provide scoring off the bench or even compete for a starting spot. Stephon Castle, on the other hand, is undoubtedly the most promising player in the pack. He just won Rookie of the Year, averaging 14.7 points and 4 assists, and has a mature game for a 20-year-old. He has the physique, vision, and potential to be a star if he develops well. Jeremy Sochan, meanwhile, fills a significant tactical void. He's a versatile defensive wing who can cover multiple positions, averaging 11.4 points and 6.5 rebounds. With Vanderbilt's departure, he would step into that role with greater offensive ability and the same level of dedication on defense. He would, in fact, be an upgrade in the department. There's no denying it, the package is interesting. Plus, it would also include a first-round pick that could be useful in the future to further bolster the roster or be used as an asset in new moves. Now, let's look at the other side of this story. What would the Spurs gain? San Antonio's project revolves around Victor Wembanyama. They also acquired De'Aaron Fox and are looking to build something solid and lasting. With Reaves arriving, they could form a potential young and dangerous big three. And the interesting thing is that even with Fox being a dominant point guard, Reaves has already proven his ability to play off the ball. He can play as a secondary facilitator, spot-up shooter, or cutting to the basket. He's adaptable. And alongside Wemby and Fox, he could indeed form a competitive trio for years to come. The problem is that, for that to happen, the Spurs would give up 3 key players in the development of the squad. Castle is their point guard of the future. Vassell has chemistry with the group. And Sochan is the kind of defender every coach loves to have. Trading all 3 for Reaves might be too bold a move for a team still in the building phase. Furthermore, names like Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber would hardly have a significant role in San Antonio's rotation. Vincent could even provide a backup point guard role after Castle's departure, but not much more. And the second-round pick is almost symbolic, considering the number of picks the Spurs already have. And then we come to the central point. Does this exchange make sense for anyone? For the Lakers, the biggest drawback is timing. As talented as their young players are, they're not ready to shine right now. None of them have playoff experience. And entrusting crucial games to players who have never felt the pressure of a Game 6 at home, with the season on the line, could cost them dearly. We've seen it happen before. And with LeBron and AD nearing the end of their primes, there's no room for error. For the Spurs, the proposal represents a strategic risk. They would be accelerating a process that had been slowly building. And honestly, I don't know if Reaves raises the franchise's ceiling enough to justify giving up 3 pillars of the current project. Therefore, in my analysis, this exchange is fascinating as an exercise in imagination, but hardly feasible in practice. It shows how the balance between present and future is always delicate in the NBA. Each franchise needs to understand its current situation, its context, and its objectives. And while the paper accepts everything, it's not always worth making too many changes to a team that's still finding its feet or one that needs to win immediately. And now I pass the ball to you, Lakers Nation fans. Would you make this trade? Would you let Austin Reaves go in favor of more youth and depth? Or do you believe, like me, that the priority now is to keep those who have already proven themselves under pressure? Comment below with your opinion. I read everything and want to hear what our community thinks. And if you want to continue receiving in-depth analysis like this, with insider information, strategic insight, and the perspective of someone who lives the Lakers day to day, subscribe to the Lakers Fan News channel, activate the bell, and stay with us. Here, you won't miss a thing. Because here, the news comes with analysis. And the love for the Lakers runs deep. And that's where something often doesn't show up in the numbers or comparison charts, comes in the human factor. Austin Reaves isn't just another efficient player. He's a name that's won over the fans. He's a symbol of the new generation of Lakers, one that blends dedication, intelligence, and humility. He didn't arrive with draft hype, he didn't arrive as a star, but he's earned his place through sweat, commitment, and a love for the game. And that translates onto the court. He's the kind of player veterans respect, coaches trust, and fans admire. Trading Reaves now, when he's at his technical and emotional peak, could shake not only the team's tactical scheme, but also the locker room chemistry. LeBron, in fact, has publicly expressed his appreciation for what Reaves represents several times. He's a player who gives his all on every possession, who isn't afraid of big moments, and who understands what it means to wear the Lakers jersey. That's worth far more than any future projection. Furthermore, there's another point for you to discuss: the instability that trades like this can bring to the development of the rest of the roster. We're finally seeing Anthony Davis healthy, more engaged, and with a different mindset. Marcus Smart arrived with a mission of leading the defense and raising the team's tactical commitment. Ayton is still adjusting. Removing a player like Reaves, who serves as a glue between these profiles, could he stabilize this still-forming balance? And let's be honest, the Lakers are coming off seasons of significant change. Mid-season trades, roster changes, bench changes, and uncertainty about continuity. The last thing the franchise needs right now is another drastic shakeup, especially with training camp just weeks away. It's time to solidify, to build on what we already have, to prepare the team for a season with identity, not another attempt to build the team halfway through. Now, looking at the other side again, as well-managed as the Spurs are, accustomed to playing the long game, this proposal carries an unusually anxious tone for San Antonio. They've always been clinical in their decisions. They've developed idols like Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili. Wembanyama is clearly the next name they want to see in that lineup. But accelerating this process by bringing in Reaves and giving up 3 promising talents could be a strategic mistake that costs dearly in the medium term. Castle is a point guard who, with patience, could become one of the league's top performers at the position. Sachin hasn't reached his ceiling yet, and that's a good thing. He's improving year after year and has the potential to be the kind of wing who changes the pace of the game defensively. And Vassell, with more offensive freedom, could very well become one of the league's top scorers. This is the kind of core many franchises would spend years trying to build, and the Spurs already have. Trading that for an already established player like Reaves may seem tempting, but it might not fit the franchise's DNA. And if there's one thing both the Lakers and Spurs know, it's that rushing too much can exact a heavy price. Therefore, I reiterate, this trade, while interesting on paper, doesn't seem to me to be aligned with what either franchise truly needs right now. And more than that, it risks squandering what both have worked so hard to build. The Lakers need to win now, yes, but with balance and consistency. And the Spurs need to slowly develop the talent they already have, not rush a cycle that's still taking shape. But of course, this is my view as a fan, analyst, and someone who closely follows every detail of our franchise's day-to-day life. And that's why I want to hear from you now. Do you think this trade could work for the Lakers? Or do you believe Reaves is an essential part of our quest for an 18th title? And in the case of the Spurs, is it worth giving up 3 young, talented players for an immediate fit? Leave a comment below and let us know what you'd do if you were the Lakers GM. Your opinion will help enrich the debate, and here at Lakers Fan News, every fan voice matters. And of course, if you've made it this far and haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Click the subscribe button, activate the bell, and follow along with us every chapter of this journey. Here you'll find straightforward, professional, passionate, and credible content, always from the perspective of someone who truly lives the Lakers. Because at Lakers Fan News, information is our mission, and love for the Lakers is our identity. Look, being completely honest with you, as a Lakers fan, I wouldn't make that trade. And that's not to devalue the talents of Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, or Jeremy Sochan. Quite the opposite. They're excellent young players with enormous potential. Castle especially has everything it takes to be a star. But the point here isn't just talent. It's timing. It's purpose. It's identity. The Lakers aren't in rebuilding mode. The window is open now, and it could close at any moment. LeBron James won't play at a high level for another 5 seasons. Anthony Davis has a history of injuries, and we know how competitive the West is. If the plan is to compete for a title, you can't trade a player like Austin Reaves, who has already proven his playoff reliability for gambles, even if they're very good gambles. Reaves is one of the rare cases of a player who understood what it means to play for the Lakers. He evolved with the jersey, he gave his all, and today he represents much more than numbers. He has chemistry with the group, he has LeBron's respect, he has the affection of the fans. And that can't be bought. It can be built. Trading Reaves now, at the peak of his development, would be a strategic mistake. It would mean giving up an asset that's delivering today, in the present, for promises that might take 2 or 3 years to reach the same level. And the truth is, we don't have that time. If it were a trade for an immediately impactful player with playoff experience who would address a clear need on the roster, perhaps the conversation would be different. But giving up our star young player for a package that's still in its development phase seems, at the very least, contradictory to what the franchise has been saying. We're here to fight for a title now. So, as a fan, I say no. Reaves has to stay, because he's part of the present. And if there's one thing I've learned from watching the Lakers throughout my life, it's that titles are won with identity. And today, he's part of that.